Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ladies and gentlemen, let's continue our tutorials about C programming language. In this video, we're gonna continue the data types. We're gonna focus on the void type. So the previous videos we talked about some interesting topics like floating point types, and we got the sizes of the integer and the float. So let's continue. The void here is type specifies that no value is available. It's used in three kind of situations. So we have here function returns as void. There are various functions in C which do not return any value, or you can say they return void. Void itself in English means nothing. It's empty. A function with no return value as the return type as void. For example, void exit int status. Okay, so let's see some examples here. We have here this interesting website. So if int main is used when an integer is returned. I guess صفر 0 and صفر, it means 0 in Arabic, so or null in Deutsch, null, or any other value. So we have here int main return 0, so we have to put return 0. So we have existing item, yeah, pointer, void types. Okay, let's see some examples. Suppose that we're gonna make a new source file. Yeah, we can make it source. Okay, click this. I don't know, wanna this, just make it like the example we have. So we have here int main, we have here integer, and then main. So I expect that we will receive an integer. So if we make it here int main, so I'm telling the software, the program, or the compiler that I will receive integer here. But I have to put return 0. Why? Because if the compiler is building is without errors, I have to put return 0. Return 0 means that if the execution is good, okay, it will give me the results. Okay, so nothing but 0. 0 means that the execution will give me the results. Okay, but if I put here void, okay, no need to put return 0, because void itself means that it will not give anything. It will be nothing. Okay, so this is the difference when the program is run, and if it's successfully executed, no errors, it will return 0. This means that, okay, I will exit and I will give you the output. I will give you the output. Otherwise, any other value. Okay, so here when I put void main, void means blank, so nothing will be returned even if program was not successfully executed. And here is the issue. Here is the issue. If there is a problem or some errors in the software or the code, you will not know. It will not give you. So why do we care? So think, why do I care? It's very much useful to use int main while debugging. When your program is not being executed successfully, it will return some value in the form of integer, which will help you to easily identify where was the problem. So right now, I'm writing code not more than 50 lines, so you don't care, but when you will start writing code of 500 lines, to 2000 lines. Of course, this will be a very important tip. So please, it's not recommended to use void main. You use int main, okay, or any other type that I guess you may put here float, not void. So this is the first thing. So the main, if you put return here, you put int return 0 to give you the output or the exit output. Okay, so here is void main. So return the type of function main is void, like what we have just discussed. Void, not int. It does not return anything to operating system. Nothing has been said about the arguments. If you put anything between these braces, this is called an argument, like this. Okay, so we're gonna cover this in the next couple of minutes. Nothing has been said about the arguments in main, which means that you can either pass the arguments to main or not pass anything at all. It means that we have to declare something here that, like this, it will give you an output depending on what you will write here. Okay, so this is the void as an argument, also an int as an argument. So we have here int main void, the return type of function int. It is supposed to return an integer value to operating system, and you have to use return 0. When I put here void, void means that you are not allowed to pass any argument to main. So if you use arguments like this and you put void, it will not return anything. Okay, so the return type is function here is void, means that you are not allowed to pass any argument to the main. Doing this would result into a compiler error. Okay, so I'm telling you this to avoid writing this kind of lines, because the compiler will be confused. So we have here int main, as you know, it will pass any arguments main or not pass anything at all. So this is the recommended int main, or this. And here we have void main and void. So return the type of function main is void, does not return anything to the operating system, and this is not recommended to use. Also void here means that you are not allowed to pass any arguments to the main. Doing this would result into compiler error. Okay, so we have here x. Nothing has been said about the arguments. Why? Because I did not include anything between the braces. It does not mean that no arguments can be passed to x. Also, it does not mean that x is a variable number of arguments function. Okay, but if I put x void here, put void, this means that x does not allow any arguments to be passed. If you still pass the arguments, compiler will report an error. So if you have an argument or you're dealing with an argument code and you put void, you will receive problems. But here it's int a and int b. This is what I'm talking about. If you want to use something to declare here, and it will be used to for this function, we have here void function and int main. We have here, this is an argument. So you put int a and int b, anything like this clearly specifies that no number of arguments as well as their type which can be passed to x. You will put here the number of the arguments and their type, int, and there are two, a and b. Okay, so let's see some examples. Void as function return is like this. Here void main. Okay, let's get this example. I will remove this, but I'm not gonna delete it because I wanna okay. So we have here no need to return 0. Printf decimal If percentage where D, okay, and A, and a semicolon, and because we have here void, no need to put return 0. So we have here is 5. It's okay, but if we have some errors, as you know, if they're long codes, it will be a problem to locate the issue. Okay, that's why it's important to put here int. So with int as function return type, if we put int here, we put return 0, because int will let the software execute the program, or you will get 5 as this. Return 0 means that you will get the output if the execution is without no problem. Okay, so this is function return type. Okay, we have here void as function parameter. We have here example of void as an argument type. So let's see the argument. So add existing item. So we have here void as an argument. Okay, we have here void, but notice that we put something here. So we're void function void printf hi. We have here int main function nothing. So let's see what's going to happen. Hi, it will print hi. Because fun is nothing here. So what about if we use int as an argument? Int function, but not void. It will be int num. Int num. Okay, printf d. Okay, let's. It will be easy to get it here. This int an argument. I already have it. Oh, will be here. Int function int num, and here percentage d, and put the number. So we have here int main. It will be int a equal 5 function, or if un is a, we'll put here a, not nothing like the previous example. So here if un nothing. So we'll put here a and then return 0. So let's compile it. It will print what? So there is an issue, I guess. Yeah, I'm sorry. It is here void, not int. We put here gentleman void, and we have here void, but some void here is argument. It means that we're using here void, but here is int an argument, means that we put int here num. Here int num, but still void. Okay, and here int main. Okay, and so let's see this. Okay, it will give you 5. So this is another type. We have here void as a pointer declaration. We're gonna see this in details. So let's see. Let's move this. And we have here a pointer, existing item. I cannot run all them at the same time, so I must remove the source I do not need. We have here void, okay, this is pointer and address. So we have here, gentlemen, a very simple code, int main, okay, int a is 5, and we have here this star, and ptr means pointer. It's equal to and a. Here is the address of the integer a. What does this mean? What are pointers? I got this snapshot from an Arabic tutorial. Okay, we have here int x equal 5. It means that we have x equal 5 as an integer. Int star p, or int pointer star pointer, it depends on what you want or what gives you no errors. It's equal, and here equal and x means here that we locate to the address of this. This means that it will give you an address. Int star p, it will give you an address. For example, it's 5000 in the RAM for random access, random memory. Yeah, but its value is 5. So when you want to know the value, it will be 5. When you want to know the address of this int x, it will be 5000. Okay, sometimes it will change, okay, depend on the run you're doing. So let's see how this happens. Okay, we have here int a equal 5 and int star pointer equal and a. So we here have here an address or a pointer. So if you need to print the value of a, just print if the value of int is %d decimal is a. Okay, so what if you want only the address? You will put ptr without star. If you need the value again but without typing a, you will have to put star ptr. Star ptr means that you wanna need the value, or if you need the address without typing ptr, you have to know that ptr it's equal to and a, so we have to put it here and, but between braces. So let's see what's going to happen if we do this. So if you want to compile printf, the first it will give you the value. So the value of the int is 5. So this is correct. I need the address. The address to put ptr only without a star. So really it gives you the address 2160736 in the RAM, like this. Here, for example, it will give you 5000 for int 5. Here, for this current example, it will give you this long number. Again, if you want the value, but by typing not a or typing another method, you have to put star ptr. Star ptr means that you need the value. So the value of the int is 5. Already it's equal to 5. Also, the address of the int is d is and a. So put here and a. Why? Because it's equal to ptr but without star. Okay, so it will give you the same address 2160736. Okay, so this is the pointers. We use these pointers for specific, of course, specific something. You will know these kind of things when you deal with real projects. You will know that we have to do these things to know just the address in the memory. Let's remove it and let's see how to point. Okay, this is also another example for pointers. void main int a equal 10 and b equal 35075 float. We have here void as a pointer, declaring a void pointer. It's ptr. Ptr is the address of a. So we'll print if the integer variable, the value. Why here we're using the star. So this will give you the value of a, and here ptr at b. This will give you a pointer for b. Print if here is the value of the float, of course the value. Why? Because you use a star. So let's see. So we have here the value of the integer is 10. So we used the print if this method. We did not use a, but we used the pointer with the star to give you the value 10. And notice that here is decimal, and we have here is float type, so it will give you 350.75. So this is correct. What if I put here if? The value is 0. Yeah. Why? Because the float for this integer is 0. It is just 10. There is nothing after the point. There is no points. It's just 10, 0. And here is the float is okay. Okay. What if I put here d? So the decimal here is 0. Okay. Why? Because it's already float. It's already float. So this does not make sense here. So you have to put here f, not d. Okay. Okay, let's see another. Yeah. Example. So where void as pointer to pointer. Or this is a pointer to pointer. Yeah. So here is not void, it's just pointer to pointer. Yes, just pointer to pointer. So we have here int main, void main, int v equal 10. So this is the value. Here int star pointer ptr is equal and v. So we have here a pointer to v. Okay. So we have here also a pointer to the pointer. So we have here two stars, q and ptr. So we have here a pointer to the pointer that points to v. So what if we print if the value of int is decimal v and star ptr and double star q? So let's see what's going to happen. So gentlemen, as you can see, v is 10 and this is right. If I need to get the value of v but without typing v, you have to get the pointer and put it star. Where is the pointer? The pointer is ptr. Put the star, it will give you the 10. Yes, right. So what if I need to reach 10 but with the pointer to the pointer? So I will here use to I want to use star to point to the pointer and then another star to point to v. Okay, so we have here 10 and 10 and 10. So these are three methods. If you need the address only, just delete the star. So as you can see, gentlemen, we have here the value 10 and 10. Yes, 10 for double Q and 10 for V. This is correct. But here I got the address. So here, of course, not will be the value. It will be the address. Be careful when you type the things for the final revision of the program. Just here showing you how things occur. If I make something like this, notice that I got two addresses. Why? Because here it will print the address, here the address, but here is the value. So 10, and here of course it is the here it 1899600, and one here 1899588. Why they are not the same? Because this is the address of the pointer, this is the address of V, and here is the address of the pointer. So of course they are not the same address. Be careful please, because we have here two pointers, a pointer to V and a pointer to the pointer of V. So we have here the address of this and the address of this pointer. Okay, so this is not like that example. Please again, existing item to an address, where so value to an address. Remember here that we got the same address because we have the same A. We have the same A. Only one pointer. Only one pointer. 1702, 1702, 488, 488. This is correct. So this is very interesting and very exciting. I wish you get something new today. So this is the end of our tutorial. Of course, please, you have to read these questions and with the answers, what is the difference between this and this, why do we use this and we do not use these things, what happens if, and you will find very interesting answers. Also, you can type in Google how to make something or to get examples, of course, from the PDF. So we got here cover the pointers to void, the functions arguments. I'll show you, I have shown you the arguments again. Let's see the arguments. Int as an argument. Int as an argument, it means that we have here int num. If you use void, you will put here void, and we'll put here fun 0. No, or nothing. Do not put 0. And nothing here, it will be high, of course. So we'll get here the A, or 5 will print you the num. So it means something, it reminds me of the Fortran subroutine. We do not put the function here, but we use the subroutine and put the calculations here, and then we get the results here. Okay, so we have a printf just the num. The num, you will get the num from this operation 50. So it will be printed as 50. Okay, you will never understand the use of these functions, all the functions I used this tutorial, unless you get a project and you know exactly what you should use. What is the best function to use? Why do we use the pointers here? And the pointer to a pointer is different from the pointer to an integer, for example. So the next tutorial, so we have here covered the function returns as void and function arguments and pointers to void. The next tutorial we're gonna start talking about the variables. Okay, the variables are, I guess, we're gonna also talk about the strings, I guess. So thank you very much. I hope this helps you. Please try to execute all the examples by yourself to learn. Thank you very much. Wassalamu alaikum.